morning, students. The topic which we are going to discuss is selection of instruction planning. Now, what do you mean by instruction planning? Instruction planning is the ability to forecast and visualize what, why, and how of teaching learning process. So we have to select which type of instructional planning should be done, how it should be done. In this unit, we will discuss this. Now, what are the learning objectives? Now, the learning objectives of today's topic are to understand the concept of selection of instructional material. What is the concept or the meaning of selection of instructional material? To be familiar with non-projected visual, able to give examples related to non-projected visuals, to make out the concept of projected visuals, classify the examples related to non-projected visuals and the projected visuals, to be acquainted with the meaning of audio media, to know the concept of multimedia. Now, these are the learning objectives of today's topic. Now, instructional planning is the ability to forecast and visualize the what, why, and how of teaching learning process will continue. Now, selection of instructional material. Now, what do you mean by selection? Selection is the act or an instant of selecting or the fact of having been selected. One that is selected from the given choices. You have to select the best option which will be there for use for the teaching learning process. Now, non-projected visual. These are visual aids, means these are the visual aids which we can see that do not require the use of electricity to project images on the screen. So what we are saying that non-projected visuals are those aids or the visual aids which do not require the use of electricity to display the images on the screen. Now, these are the examples of non-projected aids. Now, the first one is chalkboard. Now, chalkboard on anything which we write on the chalkboard can be easily visible to the students, but that do not require electricity. Now, the first example is non-projected aid is chalkboard, the most versatile and useful visual aid that is available. That is available in each and every class, and we not think of being a class without a chalkboard, and in any teaching learning process a chalkboard is very necessary and useful. Multi-purpose boards, they have a smooth plastic surface and use special marking pens rather than chalk. Now, these are the multi-purpose boards that have a plastic smooth surface, and you can use special pens to write on that and do not require a chalk to write on that. And these are also we can call as non-projected visual aids. Display boards. This is again an example of non-projected aids because they do not require any electricity to showcase what has been written on them. Now, display boards. Bulletin boards is the common type of display boards commonly used for decorative, motivational, or instructional purposes. Means on bulletin board can be used for a decoration, for a motivational thought or speech can be displayed on it, or any instruction can be displayed through the use of display board. Now, graphic materials, non-projected two-dimensional materials designed specially to communicate a messenger to a reviewer. Now, a graphic material is used to display or to communicate a message that can be easily visible to any viewer that come across the graphic materials. Now, The next examples related to the non-visual aids are still pictures. Means still pictures are those pictures which we can easily visualize, and they do not require an electricity to display the images on the board. Now, still pictures, photographic representation of a people, places and thing. It can be a photographic representation of anything. It can be a representation of people, places or the things, and that can be easily displayed this and there is no need of electricity to display these type of images. Maps and groups, these are again a non-projected visual aids that do not require any electricity to display the images. Now, provide information about surface features, places, scientific data, social and cultural data, political data, historical changes, and economic data. Means through maps and glows, we get the information related to the surface features, what are the country, where the countries lie, what are the physical and economical condition of that area, which culture was being followed there, what is the social and cultural data, information we can get, scientific information we can get. So any information related to any country or any particular area we can get through the maps and globes. What are the atmosphere conditions, and these type of information can be easily displayed to the students through the use of maps and globes, and in that also we do not require the use of electricity. Now, real things, they give real life meaning to otherwise. When a teacher is taking a real image of anything, it can be a flower. If a teacher wants to explain the different parts of a flower, then he can take a real flower to the class and explain the different parts of flower with the help of that real object, and that is again a non-projective device. And in that also the teacher do not require the use of electricity to display the real image. Now, real things, they give real meanings to otherwise abstract words. Models and mock-up allow learners to examine things often not easily things seen in the real things. Now, these are the images. When we are talking about the real things, they can give the meaning to the teacher can take the real images to the in front of the student and can explain that. But in some concept, what happened, that the real image of that particular object is does not available, then what will happen, the teacher can use any model or mock-ups to allow to explain them the things which cannot be easily visible to them through the eyes, or they can not easily seen in their atmosphere or the area in which they live. Now, drones, they are designed to reproduce the reality of the past and present or depict future events. Means through the drones, they are designed in such a way that we will get the reality of the past and the present, and on the basis of that past and present, we can depict what will happen in the future. Means through that we can predict or depict the future events that are going to be in the future time. Now, next is the projected visuals. Now, what do you mean by projected visuals? These refers to media formats in which still images are enlarged and displayed on the screen. Now, projected visuals are those visuals in which we require refer to media formats in which what happened, that the still image, the any picture, any image of anything can be displayed to the students, uh, uh, and that image can be enlarged according to the size of the class and according to the number of the students present in the class, and that still image will be enlarged and displayed on a screen. That will be helpful for every student to see and observe that particular image. Now, the next that is the example of a is a overhead projector. Now, what do you mean by overhead projector? Now, overhead projector transparencies are large shades for use with an overhead projector by a presentation presenter point positioned at the front of a lighted room. Now, what happened when we are talking about a overhead projector? It can be used, but in that, an electricity is needed. Now, first of all, you have to prepare a transparencies, and on that transparency which you have prepared for any particular topic, means any transparencies can be prepared to explain any topic, and that transparencies has to be put on the overhead projector. And when that transparency has been put on the overhead projector with the help of light, that image that has been made on the transparency will be easily displayed to the students. Now, transparencies are large shades for use with an overhead projector. Means you have to use the transparencies when we are talking about the overhead projector. With an overhead projector by a presented position at the front of a lighted room, means there should be a proper light arrangement when we are using an overhead projector and we are displaying the information through the transparencies by using the overhead projectors. Now, the next is film strips. Now, what do you mean by film strips? A roll of 35 mm transparent film containing a series of related still printers intended for showing one at a time. Means it is a type of a roll and in which there are still pictures, and the teacher can show different pictures of historical monuments one by one to the students, and that still pictures will help the teacher to make the teaching learning process effective. The students will able to learn that concept more easily, and the teacher will have the interest of the student that what picture will come at the next level. So it's a film strip, it's a rule of 35 mm transparent film containing a series of related still printers. So what is why we are calling it related still? Means it should be related to the teaching learning process, and all the pictures should be related to our topic. It is cannot like that we are teaching the Taj Mahal, and we some still pictures are of Taj Mahal and others are of Qutub Minar. No, we have to focus on all the still pictures of the same teaching learning point. Now, slides. Small formats photographic transferring individually mounted for one at a time projection. Now, what happens in the slide? It's a it is in a rectangular shape, or we can say it's in a square shape. That slides on that slide there are some pictures or the photos. We have to put the slides in front of the projectors, and with the help of the projectors you can able to see the pictures or the photographs easily on the uh, wall, or you can use a slideshow frame for the displaying of the slides or the photographs on that. Now, next is audio media. They include formats that convey information. Means audio media is a type of informats that includes that includes that type of information that I want to convey to you. They include formats that convey information. Means audio media will be used to convey particular informations to the student during the teaching learning process. Now, next is phonographic records. These are the audio medias, are the examples of the audio media. Phonograph records can be used to communicate music, means that can be used to communicate any type of music to the students. Speeches, if we are talking about the different speeches given by the different personalities at the different point, and we want the students to listen those speeches, then phonographic records can be used by the teacher during the teaching learning process. Drama, if the teacher wants to create a drama, a role play in the classroom, then the teacher can use the phonographic records. Poetry, if a teacher wants to recite a poem, then that can be used. And numerous possible sounds with instrumental applications. And these are the examples: the music, speeches, drama, poetry, animal, and other possible sounds can also be used with the help of phonographic records. Means the teacher can use the phonographic record where the possible sounds with instrumental applications are needed by the teacher for the teaching learning process. Now, audio tapes. They are sound recording on a magnetic tape. Means we record some sounds, and on which the sound has been recorded is called a magnetic tape. And a student can easily record the lecture of the teacher, the teaching learning process that has been going on the audio tapes, and can easily listen at any time when he wants to listen that lecture. Now, compact disc, it contains information to communicate music, the spoken words, and other sounds. The compact disc has been used in the past, and that are being used very frequently to communicate any data needed. And that data can be easily used for communicating the music, the spoken words, and other sounds. Now, these are the audio tapes, and these are the compact discs that has been used frequently to display the audio medias. Now, we are talking about next about the multimedia. Now, what do you mean by multimedia? They involve integrating each medium. Now, in when we are talking about the multimedia, we are talking that in the multimedia there will be visual, there will be audio. So every type of medium, when we integrate, when we integrate them, when we mix them, then a multimedia, we say that we are using a multimedia in our classroom during the teaching learning process. They involve integrating each medium. Now, a medium can be visual, medium can be audio, and media format into a structured systematic presentation. And that medium, or that media can be should be in the format of a structural and systematic presentation, can be done through the use of multimedia. And when the teacher is using a multimedia things or the objects in the class, then the teaching learning process is very effective, because it satisfies the needs of every learner, whether the learner wants to learns better when the teacher speaks, or some learners learns when the teacher writes on the board. So multimedia is helping both type of the learner, those who are preferring visual information in front of them during the teaching learning process, or the students who love to learn when the teacher is presenting each and every information in a audio basis when he speak each and every word. So multimedia is a very useful technique or the technology of giving the instructions to the student, and by that the teacher can make his teaching learning process an effective basis, and the achievement of the student will also be better when the teacher is using a multimedia in his teaching learning process. Now, multimedia kits. Now, what is that multimedia kits? Collection of teaching learning materials. Means the teacher will collect the teaching learning materials which he or she is going to teach today. Means if I have decided that today I will teach the topic uh, monuments, then I have to collect all the information, all the pictures of related to the historical monuments. Involving more than one type of medium means it should have both visual and audio. For example, uh, I can show them the picture of Taj Mahal and also show any speaker is speaking about the Taj Mahal when the Taj Mahal was constructed, how was constructed. Means both type of medium has been used by the teacher to making his teaching learning process effective and organized around a simple topic. Means the medium will be organized around a simple topic which the teacher is going to teach. Kits may include audio tapes. Now, the kit of multimedia must have these things in it. The first thing is audio tapes, which any learner can listen, records, still pictures, study prints, film strips, slides, overhead transparencies, maps, worksheets, charts, booklet, real objects, and models. Now, what they are saying that multimedia kits should include all these things. Then only we will call that it is a multimedia kit. First thing. Second thing, the multimedia kit should have more than one type of medium. So for example, when we are talking about the audio tapes, we are saying that anything which can be easily listened by the learner. And when we are talking about the maps, means they can visualize they can easily see the maps, but they cannot hear the maps. So we are saying one more than one type of media means one is satisfying, one is of audio and other is of visual. Means in multimedia, audio and visual, both the things will be involved. For example, the TV. In TV, we listen something and we also visualize and see the things at the same time. Now, next is modules. Modules refer to as learning activities. Now, modules are what? These are the learning activities packages as individualized learning package. Now, what is that? The module will be constructed by the teacher. The modules will be designed by the teacher, and that modules will be referred to as learning activity package. The students can easily go through these learning activity packages, and the student can do the learning from those modules at any time in which they are free. Means they can easily learn from these modules when they have the time. They have to just refer to these modules, and it contains different type of learning activities in that package. And now the students can learn at his own pace and at own time when he wants to learn something, when he wants to read that something. So modules will be designed by the teacher, and it will be referred to as learning activity package. Means any student can go through that learning activity package, and at it will be an individualized learning package. Why it is an individualized learning package? Because any student can learn at his own pace, at when he wants to learn. So that modules are designed according to the needs of the learner. Now, next is learning centered. Now, what do you mean by learning center? Now, learning center is related to an individualized environment. Means that environment that is constructed, that is developed, or that is formulated according to the individual needs. An individualized environment designed to encourage the students to use a variety of instructional material. Now, that individualized environment is designed in such a way that every individual has been increased, encouraged, motivated to use a variety of instructional material. Now they have a choice to use any type of instructional material they want to use to learn a specific topic. To engage in diversified learning activities means they are engaged in diversified learning activities. Means various activities will be there in a learner center, and the students will engage themselves in diversified learning activities. They can play, they can participate in a drama, they can listen something, they can visualize something. they can learn, they can see something. So that we are saying that in a that in a learner center, the students are engaged in a diversified learning activity, and to ensure major responsibility for his or own learning. Now, and to ensure major responsibility for his or own learning, and they are responsible to learn more and more. In that means they are responsible for their own learning. When we are talking about an a learner centered environment, means in the learner center we are focused more on the individualized learning. Means every learner has been given an equal opportunity to learn and his own way, and in that way they are ensured that the major responsibility of learning was its own. Now the next is interactive video. Now, what is an interactive video? An instructional delivery system in which recorded video material is presented under computer control to viewers. Now, an instructional delivery system means in which instruction will be delivered to the students. Now, an instructional delivery system in which recorded video means recorded video material will be presented to the students, means the students will learn through the recorded video material is presented under computer control to viewers, means that recorded video material is presented to the students, in front of the students, under computer control, means all the things will be under the control of the computer, who not only see or hear the pictures and sound. Means the student will not only see or hear the pictures and the sound, but actively respond, means they are actively participating in the teaching learning process, with those responses affecting the pace and sequence of the presentation. Now, how the student will responding to the particular topic or to the instruction, means if I means during the teaching learning process, when I am using the teacher, it's giving the using the interactive videos, then that type of video will should be designed in such a way that students are actively participating in that, means the student will not be a passive listener only, first thing. And the second thing is that the learning of the student, how they will learn, will depend on what, with those responses, how the res- how the students or the learner are giving the responses. So in the interactive video, it's all depend on how we are getting the responses, but active responses, with those responses affecting the pace, how the students are learning, and sequence of the presentation, how the information, how the material has been presented to the learner, and the sequence of the presentation is also depend on how much the student is actively involved in the teaching learning process. Now, films and videos. Now, film refer to a celluloid material on which a series of still images are imprinted. Now, what is that? A film is a celluloid material on which a series of still images, means a number of still images are imprinted, and through these imprinted information, the that information will be displayed in front of the learners, and that film can be used by the teacher in the teaching learning process. Now, video. A video is a display of a picture on television type screen. Now, if a teacher wants a video to be shown to the students during the teaching learning process, then the teacher can use that. Now, for a video to display a video picture, that what a teacher need a television type screen, means on which the images or the pictures can be displayed in front of the learner. So video is a display of pictures, means through a video we are able to display a number of pictures in front of the learner. And to displaying these picture, the teacher needs a screen. It can be a similar screen like a television. Now, electronic distribution system transmits sounds and pictures over distances. Now, these type of electronic distribution system help us, the teacher, to transmit sounds and picture over distance when a number of students are there in the class, when the class size is very large. So in that case, the teacher can use the electronic distribution system, so that the student who is sitting at the back also can easily hear what the teacher is saying, and easily see what is visible on the screen. So transmit sounds and pictures over distance. These includes, now electronic distribution sound system includes what? Radio, television, teleconference systems, and text video text. Now, these are the examples of electronic distribution system, and these can be used by the teacher to transmit sounds and pictures over distances. Now, next is computer-based instructional material. Means any instructional material which will be designed by the teachers, and that is based or designed with the help of the computers. Now, microcomputers in the classrooms means there should be computers in the classroom, have the potential for a variety of uses. If there are a number of computers in the classroom, then that computers can have the potential for a variety of uses. Means you can use those computers in various ways to make your teaching learning process effective, to make your students learn in a better way. That could enhance learning. Means those the use of computers uh, in the teaching learning process will definitely encourage the learning of the students, because that information which will be displayed through the computer will be of multimedia type. Means the students will able to listen that information also, and they can easily see the information which is displayed on the screen of the desktop of the computer. So they have the highest potential for a variety of uses. That could enhance learning, that will definitely uh, increase the learning, that will benefit the learners to learn more and simplify. And that type of learning or that type of instructional material that has been presented by the teacher through the computer is will be in the simplified form. Some of the tasks, and simplify some of the tasks of the teacher. And now what is that? Means if the teacher is using the computer based instructional material in the teaching learning process, that will definitely help the learner to enhance their learning. At the same time, it is also benefited the teachers. Now how the teachers will be benefited? Means if in the teaching learning process, uh, uh, with the help of the computer based instruction, that the task of the teachers can be simplified, can be easy. So the computer based instruction material is not only helping the learners, but also helping the teachers in simplifying the task which is related to the teaching learning process. Now, these are the references. And now in this particular topic we have understood the meaning of non-projected devices, projected devices, audio materials, multimedia. These are the topics which we have discussed in this particular topic. For further readings on today's topic, the selection of instructional material, how you have to select the instructional material. The selection of the instructional material will depend on the topic which we are going to teach in the classes, and according to the needs of the learner. So you can refer these references. Means you can go through all these references to make your learning better or to understand that topic better. Now let us discuss some MCQs based on the selection of instructional planning. We have discussed today as MCQs are the best tools to measure the most outcome educational outcome, whether I want to learn, whether I will able to achieve my objectives or not, whether what are the learning outcomes of the student. For that I have the MCQs are the best tools. Now the first one is dash are visual aids that do not require the use of electricity to project images on the screen. Now, what they are saying, or can I say what they are asking? They are asking what we call those type of aids which do not require the use of electricity to project images on the screen. And these are the visual aids, means these images can be easily seen by the learner when these images will be projected on the screen. Now the examples, or I can say the uh, options or the options for these for this answer question is: A is non-projected visual, B audio media, C OHP, or the D is the radio. Now you have to select the correct option from the given choices. Now, yes, students, what will be the correct answer? Now the correct answer is non-projected visuals. No, now we are saying that non-projected visuals are visual aids that do not require the use of electricity to project images on the screen. So the correct answer is non-projected visual, the option A. Now the second, dash an individual environment designed to encourage the student to use a variety of instructional media. Now, what is uh, that which is based on the individualized needs on the basis of the individual learner, and in that environment is is so created that every individual or the learner is encouraged to learn at his own pace. Now, the options are a learning center, B, objectives, C, planning, or the D, instructions. So the correct answer will be yes, students, you have to choose, you have to select the correct answer, and the correct answer is learning center. Now, third, dash are designed to reproduce the reality of the past and present or depict future events. Means they are designed in such a way that will help to reproduce the reality of the past and present, and on the basis of that information you can depict future events. Now the examples or the options are: A, diorams, B, audio media, C, OHP, or the D, radio. Now you have to select the correct answer from the above given choices, and the correct answer is diorams. They are designed in such a way that we are able to reproduce the reality of the past and present and depict the future events on that basis of that information. Now, the fourth one, dash refers to media formats in which still images are enlarged and displayed on a screen. Means the teacher can use that aid so that the still images can be enlarged and easily can be seen by the learner who is sitting at the back of the class also. Now the options are the projected visuals, B, audio media, the C, OHP, or the D, radio. Now you have to select the correct answer from the given choices, and the correct answer is projected visuals. So the projected visuals are media formats which help the teacher to enlarge the still images so that every individual or the learner can easily see on that. Now the fifth one, dash roll 35 mm transparent film containing a series of related still printers intended for showing one at a time. Now options are film strip, B. Decoration, C. Projective devices, or the D. Non-projective devices. Now you have to select the correct answer, and the correct answer is film strips. Now film strips are a roll of 35 mm transparent film containing a series of related still printers intended for showing one at a time. Now the sixth one, dash includes formats that convey information. Now what is that which includes information and that formats that is needed to convey information that can be used to convey information? The options are audio media, B. Film strips, C. OHP, or the D. Radio. Now the correct answer is, students. Now the correct answer is audio media. So audio media includes formats that help into conveying the informations to the learner. Now the seventh one, dash an instructional delivery system in which recorded material is presented under computer controls to viewers. Now, an instructional delivery system uh, that has been used by the teacher to present to the learners the recorded video material, and that material can be displayed with the help of under computer control. Now options are interactive video where they can interact, or the it is audio media, C, the projected devices, or the D, non-projected devices. Now the correct answer is interactive video. So, an interactive video is an instructional delivery system in which recorded material is presented in front of the learner. The learner can learn the material at his own pace, at his own learning style, and that can be presented under the computer control to viewers, to the learners, or the students. Now the eighth one, dash involve integrating each medium and media format into a structural, systematic presentation. Now the options are multimedia, B. Audio media, C. OHP, or the D. Radio. Now you have to select the correct answer from the above given choices. Now, yes, the students, what will be the correct answer? Which is needed involved integrating each medium and media? Yes, the correct answer is multimedia, right? Now the multimedia interact each medium. It can be the medium of visual and audio, and that medium and media are integrated in such a way that it should be that the information is presented in before the learners in a structured and a systematic way. Now the ninth one, dash is the common type of display boards commonly used for decorative, motivational, or instructional purposes. Now, what is commonly a type of display board where we display the information, and that type of display boards are used for making decoration, for motivational speech, or for instructional purposes, which or the information which we want our learners to know. Now the options are A. Bulletin board, B. Decoration, C. Projective devices, or the D. Non-projective devices. So the correct answer is bulletin board. Now bulletin board is a type of a display board that is used for decorative, motivational, or instructional purposes means any information which a teacher wants to convey to his learners can use display boards to display that information. Now the tenth one, dash have a smooth plastic surface means the surface is of smooth plastic and use special marking pen, and if we want to write on it we use special marking pens rather than a chalk. Now what they are called: A. Multi-purpose board. B. Audio media. C. OHP. Or the D. The radio. Now the correct answer is, students, the multi-purpose board are made up of a smooth plastic surface and we need special marking pens to write on them, and we do not write needed of a chalk to write on them. Now, thank you, students. With this particular narration, you understand that instructional material is the ability to forecast and visualize what, why, and how of teaching learning process. First thing. Second thing, the selection of instructional material. How the teacher should select the instructional material and different types of instructional material. Non-projective devices, projective devices, audio medias, and multimedias, learner-centered environment. All these things we have narrated in this particular uh, topic, and in the next lecture we will focus on different uh, techniques of instructional materials, or the blueprint, or the unit plan, and the lesson plan formats of instructional materials. Thank you so much.